it. Yes, you look fantastic. Good Tuesday evening, everybody. You are here tuning in to an Author Talk Short. And today we're talking with Rox and Charles, who are the writers of the Enigma series. They have, I believe it's 12. Correct me if I'm wrong. You guys write so many books, so I'm between 12 and 15, okay? You know?
Yeah, no, it's 12. You're good.
Awesome. So we are going to talk to them today about why they write the Enigma series, because it's like a continuous one. They just keep pumping them out. I swear every year you guys put out a new book, maybe twice a year. So kind of what the inspiration is behind that, why you guys decided to keep writing in this cyber field that you guys are writing in. So who would like to answer the inspiration question first?
Oh, I think I'll start, and then I'll let Charles pick up because he'll bring in some color. So why the series? We actually started writing nonfiction, and it was boring. It was like a workbook, and Charles decided he didn't want to write anymore. He thought it was just dumb. So
actually, I stomped off and took my marbles and went home.
That's true. He did stomp off. So I doodled with a story. And I, wove the wonderful technology, and I did all of that, that stuff in a person. I created this wonderful character, and I had about, a few chapters done, maybe a dozen chapters done. I shipped it over to him, and I said, "Why don't you read this?" And he read it, with a big smirk on his face. And
no, not Charles.
Yeah, now and again.
Well, not Charles. So,
Anyway, so I called. I said, "You want to do this?" He goes, "I don't want to write anymore. It's no fun." I went, "Yeah, but we get to kill people."
Ooh.
Yeah, and so it's like we actually had quite an inventory of people to whack in the series, and it was we had trouble trying to fit all of their deaths into the book, and so we said let's save some for other books, and so. We've got, several people we've whacked that deserve whacking in the metaphysical sense.
Deserve whacking. That is just interesting. Deserve to be whacked. What class has to be like whacked on your list? I hope I'm not on that list, by the way. If I am, don't tell me that I am, okay?
You are a human being. You don't tick us off. You don't come in and say, "You know what, Charles? If you don't fire this person, I'm going to fire you."
Oh yeah, that I would write you off in my book too.
So
those are the kind of people though that we've eliminated, and they get their just desserts, as I like to point out.
Yes, they do. I love it. So you guys, so the Enigma series is all about like cybersecurity, cyber attacks, those kind of things, right? Like thriller, all those kind of things. So how do you keep finding content to keep putting out books?
Well, it's odd that you would ask that because I was going through that again today, finding new stuff to be able to exploit. Saying, "OMG, look at this! I've got these cyber terrorists that are for hire on the darknet. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. I mean, here it is. Here it's like Breakfield and Burkey. I've got some topics for you, and I got this dump truck of the topics that keep getting dumped on our front lawn, and we're out there scooping up as fast as we can to be able to create interesting stories that are relevant based on real technical threats in today's world."
See, and I love that because I feel like, one, you're never going to run out of information to, keep your books going and your inspiration to keep it going. But it's so relevant to today's times, right? Because everything is changing. There's so many different things in the cyber world and different attacks, and there's like different kind of hackers, different kind of identity thefts. There's all these, different, not options. That's such a bad way of saying it, but I'm going to say options for you to kind of create your thrillers that's just so relevant to today, which I think it is probably the best thing that a writer could do is do something where they can relay relative content and things going on in the world. Because I feel like that's more relatable for people. So they really are going to get more into your books, in my opinion.
Well, exactly. And, by profession, we work in the technology field. So we often see things before it's adopted by, the average consumer. But over the time that we've been in technology, it has shifted from businesses determining how technology will be used to everyday person determining how technology will be used because everybody has a device now.
Yeah, or multiple devices. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we're talking to you on a device right now. I have my phone right here, my tablet. So, I mean, I am just your target person right here. But I think with all that being said, and you guys being in the cyber, industry and everything like that, you've seen kind of all these things evolve and change. And so, I guess my question to kind of better understand your entire series is, you don't have to read from, your first book all the way up until your 12th book. You can pick up a book and read it kind of throughout and understand it. I believe that's how your series works, right?
Yeah, it's unfair to write a series and expect everybody to start at the beginning and read. I mean, each one of these books are like 300-400 pages.
Yeah.
And but it's more gratifying, and it's more to our liking to be able to write each one of these books as part of the series. Admittedly, there are characters we that we pick up and we continue to reuse. We introduce new characters, but each one of the stories stands alone and can be consumed and enjoyed without having to read everything on either side. So that's bragging rights. I get it, but at the same time, it takes a good discipline to make sure that we don't over rotate on people that have never read the book or the series.
Right. Yeah, I know. I find that fascinating because usually when you have an author that has a series, you usually have to start with book 1. You're like, oh, I just got into book 3, and now it's like, oh, I don't understand. I got to go back to book 1, kind of thing. But I think that's what kind of makes you guys unique. But I also, I guess the question that I have from a writer standpoint is that challenging to do for each book? Is to make it a standalone book, or would you find it easier?
It's a little bit challenging. We want the characters to evolve. We want them to grow up. And so the characters have grown up over the life of the series. So, but we want to be careful that, you don't rehash 300 years before you actually get to the relevant topic that you want to deal with in a given story. So we work really hard at throwing just enough of the background information in to keep people from being lost, to understand what's going on, and still, again, be satisfied. We proved it when somebody that we knew bought the first 2 books. Inadvertently, they started the second book first.
Yeah, and said, "Wow, that was pretty good. I need to read the book number 2." I said, "You read book 2."
See, that would be me. I'd be like, no, I thought it was book 1. That's just how my mind works. So, I mean, that's interesting that was kind of your first experience out of the gate. So, who has been the most interesting and your favorite character to write in any of your books?
Ooh, yeah.
The most favorite.
It's like asking you, which one of your kids do you like today?
Right now, I like my youngest. I got an answer for you. I like my youngest.
Right now, but not ticking me off.
Dramatic right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess my favorite would honestly has to be Jacob, because Jacob has probably evolved the most, and he's smart, he's witty, and he has good taste in females. He likes Petra.
Yeah.
See, yeah. Okay. I like it.
I have a tendency to the for some of the bad boys, to be honest, that keep popping.
No, not you. Not at all.
I confess, yeah.
Okay.
They have a little more dynamics, so there it is.
I was gonna be like, why would you pick, the one of the bad guys? But I mean, I could see the intrigue there.
The bad boys that have changed throughout the series and morphed them, and they're very satisfying characters that have multiple dimensions, and that's the best way to be able to put it. So I guess that's why I enjoy it.
I like that. That's a good answer. I really do. I like it. I'm like, man, that's like, you can tell you're a writer when you come up with really creative and descriptive answers, for sure. So what has been your favorite, because you have 12 books, right? And I know you guys have more to come, and that's just Breakfield and Burkey. That's what you guys do. You guys have more to come, and I know. So what has been your most favorite topic to write?
Oh, I think the favorite topic is the one that really just keeps repeating in society. and it's all about things like identity theft and password protection. Those things just keep repeating, and the hackers keep going because it works.
Yeah, and what happened was when everybody went home, they said, "We're all terrified. Go home and work from home." Nobody anticipated all of the security openings that bred. If I'm working at the corporate office, I've got massive amounts of security technology to defend me while I'm at work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that when I'm working off my home router in West Fence Post, Texas. Okay, that's just the way it works. So it's like, and so the bad guys, they read the newspaper too. They're basically putting together all of the, hey, everybody working from home. I know. Let's solicit a bogus routine, buy the COVID vaccine before anybody else can get it. And people bought it. They bought stuff like that. They hacked their systems. They're working from home. They're looking at corporate stuff, and all of a sudden there's like this, this bounty for all the bad guys. It was remarkable.
See, that's an interesting point of view, because for someone like me, I mean, I work from home, so it's like, I don't really think about it. But your, whole point of view on it is we don't have the big security, I guess, system for your computer and stuff. You just have your little like router or modem. I get confused on which one is which, but that's all that you really have at home. So you're pretty much just an open door, is what it sounds like, for hackers and stuff. And then if you click on it, like I have a perfect example, and you guys are gonna just be like, "Oh, Amy, why'd you do it?" So I had
talk to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to you. We're gonna have a therapy session right here. So I had a problem with the Postal Service with my package, right? So I had to file a claim and do all those things. And I don't know. I mean, I know about retargeting ads and all that stuff. But for some reason, since I filed that claim, I was getting text messages about, hey, check your claim status, check like this link. And it said it was from the post office. Now, okay, I didn't click the link, but I was getting so many of those from the same number. And I was like, oh, maybe it's legit. And I was like, no, I'm not going to click it. But it's just crazy because, like when you do retargeting ads and stuff, like if I look at something on Amazon, it pops up in my Facebook, right? That's retargeting. They pay for that. It's almost like hackers are paying to see where you go on your phone or whatever to kind of, I guess, spam you. It's very interesting. I don't know how you guys keep up with it. I mean, I'm exhausted just sitting here looking at all the spam text messages I have.
We didn't mean to exhaust you with this topic. I mean,
No, I'm just talking about, like, I can imagine, because I don't do security, right? So it's like the overwhelm that I feel. I know that there's millions of people out there that suffer from it, because you have people that prey on, just gullible people to click on the links and stuff. And so it's just like, I don't know. I feel like if I was one of those cyber people that had to like catch hackers, it would be like a never ending door. You know what I'm saying? It'd be, I don't know. They get creative.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes them so dangerous.
It doesn't take much. It's the simplest thing in the world, right? Because you're just doing something you would expect.
Yeah.
Here's a perfect one, right? Income tax. Everybody's filing income tax late this year.
Oh, yeah.
Government changed it to May 17th or May 15th or whatever the date is in May that they decided they're going to do income tax. Well, before people were exposed to that date, they're like, quick, file it now so you don't have to pay your COVID back. File this so you don't have to get your relief back. And people were clicking on those links like, gangbusters. Yeah. Click here, you'll get double your relief money if you click within the next 5 minutes.
I know the little timer really gets me, because I don't know, I don't do good under pressure. So if you like count down to me, I'm like, oh, I need to click it. Don't do that. Oh, it's going to go away. The deal's going to go away. When it comes to sales and stuff, I'm kind of a sucker for that.
Something that says there's a time schedule. You have to do it in this time. That's an automatic.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah. And where have you guys been on all of my sales and stuff? That would just, that would help me out a lot. I would have saved a lot of money. That's for sure. Well, no, I love that. I wouldn't have thought of that whole like topic. And I mean, I knew hackers, like cyber hackers and stuff, can be super dangerous, but you don't really understand the full effect of how dangerous they can be, because our lives literally revolve around technology. I mean, when we had the winter freeze and everything went out, people were losing their minds because they couldn't use their phone, they couldn't charge. I mean, I felt like I was on supermarket sweep when I got a power for an hour, and I'm cooking dinner, doing all this, trying to charge my phone, putting a movie on, right? I'm like, oh, I would nail it on that show. So it's just, I don't know. I feel like your books hit home, I feel like, for a lot of those topics, and a lot of people have experienced that. So I feel like to read it and get a better understanding, but to kind of follow the lives that are in your books and the adventures and stuff that kind of happen in the cyber attacks. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it brings you back to what could really happen in different scenarios that's totally relevant to things that are going on today that you may not know. So I love your guys' series. I think it's awesome. It makes me feel like, man, I thought I was good with technology, and I understand there's people way better than me at it. I feel like a little small ant when it comes to technology now. So that's for sure.
Yeah.
But
unfortunately, there's a lot of people that have not nearly your amount of exposure to it, Amy. And so they're really gullible. That's what's so scary, is people that just don't know, especially the older crowd that wasn't exposed to technology, and someone gives them a cell phone. Holy moly.
I know, yes, it can be overwhelming, and it's just opening, the floodgates for hackers and all kinds of stuff coming on. I could keep talking about this forever. I really could. I mean, we could just have a full-blown 2-hour cyber attack conversation. I have to end it at some point, though, because it is an author talk short, well, semi-short, kind of. But no, I want to thank you, Breakfield and Burkey, for coming on and talking to me about the Enigma series. I look forward to exciting things that you guys have coming. Whatever avenue you go down is going to be amazing. So thank you all so much for joining us today for an Author Talk Short. We'll see you next Monday on Author Talk when we have Andrea Barbosa talking about her wonderful new romance book. So we'll see you Monday.
All right.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you, Amy.